Hey, how's it going? Today I wanted to make a video a little different than the usual content I make, which is usually Overwatch. And it's kind of in response to my last video on League of Legends where I said I hate the game, which is still true. I still hate League of Legends just because the game is so upsetting a lot of the time. However, one character has changed that for me. And as you can see in the background, it's Smolder. I absolutely love this champion. I don't know what it is, but he's the most fun I've had in this game in a long, long time. And I hate ADC too. I'm a jungle player mainly, and I can't get enough of playing this character. So let me just get into what I really love about him. Is the first thing is stacking. Any character that stacks, I immediately love. I don't know what it is, but infinitely scaling stacks is just something about it. It's cathartic to just get stacks and like grow stronger over the game, not just getting items, but just your character in general getting cooler as the game progresses is so fun to me. And then we go into his Qs. So that's the thing that really scales. They all scale a bit, I'm fairly certain, but his Q becomes increasingly stronger, so it starts off right just doing nothing really, just being a thing to get your stacks, and then as it scales, you can see in the background it gets like those little things after it that'll hit like the back of the wave. It'll get um also like AoE on it, and then eventually becomes like a mini Elder Dragon buff. So it's really really good. And then as we go, we get his W, which is just a giant like bowling ball kind of thing, right? And it does a little bit of AoE damage. It slows, which is really nice. So it's a good escape tool if you need it like that. And then his fly. Now this is one of the main things I really love about this champ. I don't know what it is about this ability, but it feels so balanced to me because it's such a short burst of movement speed, but it doesn't interrupt the flow of your gameplay. And I don't feel like there's a character that I have played that feels as clean doing a movement ability like this. Or like, of course, like Aurelia dashes and stuff like that. But this character, like, it feels like you're always doing something on him. At least that's how I feel. And maybe I'm not playing other characters correctly, which is definitely true, right? I'm only gold. But for Smolder, to be able to play a random ADC, a role I don't play, and just enjoy it is so crazy to me. I don't know what it is about this character besides like just the fluidity and the feel of the character that actually make me enjoy the game versus me hating it like I usually do. And hate is a strong word. I don't hate the game, right? I played the game. But just being like not happy after getting off playing with my friends just because the games are so brutal half the time. Even if I lose on this character, I enjoy the game. It's insane. I never thought I would like truly enjoy League as much as I did when I first found like Viego or something, who is the character I put the most time into so far. And I could see myself actually playing this character. The upsetting thing is, right, is if he gets banned or somebody takes him from you, that's then I immediately hate the game again. But that is what it is. And then last thing is ult. His ult is so good. It's so underrated, I think. When I first tried the game again is when he came out. I've taken like a month or two break from like actually playing the game at all. And my friend said he is not good, as from other people I've heard that just said he's not good. I was like, okay, well I'll just try him in a normal game. And I went, let me see, like 15 and like 3. Like I went really crazy that game. I mean my support was really good, but the main thing is like he's just so fun to play. I don't care if I lose on him, and I've never had that with the champion. Just enjoying the character, the aesthetic, the abilities. It's wonderful. Um, so getting the gameplay, I'll show you a little bit of how I play him. Again, I'm not the best, but it might help you somewhat in understanding how the character works. Because I feel like I understand this character more than I've understood a character at all, which is really crazy to say. But as you can see, like in the beginning, you're a lot weaker, right? And people are still figuring out the character. So like the new thing is like Comet with it instead of Fleet Footwork, and that does make your early game much better. Because when I first tried him, his early game was a lot weaker. I think they also hot buffed him too, but he seems to be really good with like aggressive supports, not like overly aggressive, right? Because you can't kill them as fast as like a really strong early game ADC, but a support that like could go in like Nautilus is a perfect one. He could go and he could stay and he could live on his own, but then also provide you with a lot of util and be able to get out safe, right? So like when he goes in, you get a lot of chip damage, and if he does it again, you kind of get the kill. Smolder has a lot of sticking power too, which I really like in a champ, but a lot of escape too. It's not overly escapey like, for example, Zeri, which I think is kind of insane that she is that much escape, but he just feels balanced to me in a time where they have made so so many terrible changes in the game. It's remarkable how like fair he feels to play against. I'm sure they're gonna end up buffing him or something crazy like that. And maybe the new hotfix they did to him. I don't know what they really did. I didn't check it, but it seems that he's moved up a little bit in like a tier list kind of thing. But I really hope they don't overtune him so he's just dead again. Like he feels fair to me. And then you get the fact that like again, I don't play ADC. I'm a gold player who only plays jungle at gold level most likely. And then I could play an ADC. I found a character in a role I don't play that I truly love, and it makes me enjoy an entirely different part of the game. Like playing jungle feels super different than playing other lanes. And playing ADC is really terrible as every other ADC, but as Smolder, I actually enjoy it, which is crazy. Because on every other ADC, I run it, and that can be proven. All right, so you know, it's truly like I think he is probably my favorite character in the game currently, and might be for the remainder of the time I play the game. I don't know what it is. I love dragons, right? He looks cool. I think when people say he looks stupid, sure, maybe you could say that. I think he looks good after the new like thing they did with his face. It's not menacing like Aurelion Sol or anything, but I think that's fine. I think he fits the aesthetic he's in. His voice lines aren't overly obnoxious, like a Lux or somebody. And I think he provides a lot of value in team fights. And he's got that scaling mechanic, so he's never truly out of the game. I mean, as any ADC, you're never truly out of the game. But like for example, I had a game where my support died to Draven like 3 times in 5 minutes. So you know what happens when Draven's fed, right? But I was still able to kill this Draven, and I ended up, I'm pretty sure, like 6th and 6th. We lost the game because Draven was turbo fed after he got like 1 or 2 kills, because then Draven just takes over the game. But me being able to kill people that are super fed after just farming and doing like good um, movements and stuff, it feels really nice to outplay with this character. My one friend tried him and he was doing okay with him. He was doing like pretty good kills wise and stuff, but he was really passive on the character, and I don't think that's how he really needs to be played. I think he's a character where like you poke, and then you could go in really hard, right? He's a character like, of course that's like what every ADC is supposed to be, but in terms of he's not Samira where you're just going in and doing crazy stuff. It's more like playing a song and it starts off slow and then just slowly ramps up, and then as soon as like the tempo goes really hard or the beat, I'm not music theory, so please, don't kill me in the comments over it, but as soon as like the music goes hard, that's how Smolder feels to me. And the amount of like micro movements you could use with his E and all these other things, there's so much outplay potential with him. At least from what I've played. And again, I'm by no means a good player at this game. I am gold, which I don't even know is that's probably around average. I don't really know the distributions either, but I just wanted to let everybody know that this is now my favorite character, and I actually enjoy the game playing this character. So now I know what it feels like to be a person that like mains a character, I guess. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna main him. I really want to. Um, but I'm actually excited to play the game again, which is crazy because there's been so many characters released. And it's like, oh, they seem really cool, and then I just don't like them that much. They're okay, Briar's like the exception. Like I liked Briar a lot too, but not nearly as much as Smolder. And I liked Briar. She was fun. She's a little boring, but this character feels like he's got so much that you could do with him and so much potential and skill that you could extract from playing this character. So I just want to give my thoughts on him. Let you guys know that maybe we're making some League content again, which is kind of gross to say because it's League, but I'm so surprised and good for Riot for making a character that feels fair at least when he came out and is still fun to play. That's actually impressive. And again, coming from Overwatch, where they release characters like Mauga to sell you the battle passes, it's refreshing for once. And I really don't think they're gonna do this again, because they tend to make super broken champs a lot of the time. But he is fantastic, so kudos to Riot. So yeah, that's the video. If you liked it, subscribe. If not, leave a nasty comment or leave a nice comment. I don't know. I don't know how to end these videos usually, so see ya.